goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow if I can.
Hello, it's Brian. I'm back for another video in the Middle-earth Ranger series. But today I want to diverge from my normal content, and we're going to talk about a project that didn't work out. As you probably figured out if you've seen any of my videos, I like to make all of my own equipment. And I recently acquired a new sword, which is the windlass Oakshot Type 14. And I wanted to upgrade my sword carrying system in order to use this sword instead of my old prop sword that I used to carry. Now, in the past, I've always worn a baldric. I made this baldric years ago. I used it at Renaissance festivals. I've used it actually in the woods. I designed it to be modular so that I could either use my sword if I had it on the left hand, or I could sling it the other way, and I had a loop in it that I could carry my tomahawk in. I could also strap other objects to that, but that was the intent behind this specific piece of equipment. But when I got the Type 14, the top of the scabbard is significantly larger than my old prop Aragorn Ranger sword copy that I had. So I needed to readjust the loop. And in order to do that, I decided that I would completely restructure the base of the system, and I would carve the ends. I'd make it a little bit fancier and make it, in my opinion, a little bit more secure. But I didn't test out before I finished it how it would actually work, and I ran into some problems. So you can see the baldric, it hangs very comfortably, and I'll give you guys a close-up of the actual sword carriage here in just a second. But originally I had a flat piece of leather with another piece on top of it that had the loop that the sword went into. So the loop was actually a little bit further away from the belt itself. And it was very easy to work with. It was very easy to draw the sword from the scabbard. But one of the issues that I've run into here is whenever I reach across my body to get the sword, this strap right here tends to get in the way. If I just reach across, you can see, as soon as I grab that sword and get it into hand drawing, into a position where I can draw it out, that belt starts to stick out. If I grab here and go to reach for it, the belt sticks out. There's really not a really smooth way. Right now I don't have it tightened in very much, so it's going to slide out. There's not a really smooth way to draw the sword quickly. Now, it's very secure. It's very comfortable. I could wear this all day long without noticing it. And one of the things that I liked about a baldric, especially if you're at a Renaissance festival, you have to have your sword piece tied. I would always piece tie it to my baldric, and then if I went to sit down at restaurants or something, I could just set the baldric off to the side, stand the sword up, and I wouldn't have to worry about having to take my belt off and a lot of other things. But because of the way I sewed this, I sewed it too close to the baldric itself, and I made it too much a part of the baldric. So now, every time I go, I'm getting hit right there. Now with training, I can get around that. I can still get it out fairly quickly. And I'm still working on that. So I'm not going to scrap the baldric. I like the baldric. But again, I'll probably relegate it to just Renaissance festival wear and go to a more traditional separate sword belt, separate from my gear belt, for carrying this specific sword. So that has become part of my never-ending project list. But let me take this off right quick. Pardon the microphone noise. And give you guys a little bit of a close-up. So what I did is I took a piece of leather here, and I carved the diamonds and the stars into each side and sewed them into the main strap of the baldric. Then I took the main piece of that leather, wrapped it around, sewed another piece here, wrapped it around to attach the laces like that. It's incredibly secure. I can tighten the laces down, the sword doesn't go anywhere. But because I made it part of this continuous strap piece here, it hangs too close to the body, which I thought didn't really occur to me when I first made it. So, lessons learned. I think part of the issue too might be that my baldric is too wide. Looking at more historical versions and a lot of other different recreations and even fantasy ones that people make, this does seem to be a little bit wide for a sword. And also a lot of them, the sword itself actually hangs down here, offset from the strap, which would also have completely solved this issue. But I've already put it together. I like the way it looks. And eventually I'm going to also do some more decorative work on the flat panels here as well. But I often show projects on my YouTube channel, and sometimes you get the impression from looking at things that people post that all of their projects go really well. This is definite evidence that not all of them do. So I wanted to share some of my failures along with some of my successes. Just kind of my journey towards this interpretation that I'm trying to put together. So my next step is to try and make a separate sword belt. I'm going to need to get some leather for that. And I have several other projects, both in the Middle-earth Ranger series and just for my regular YouTube channel as well, that I will be hopefully getting up fairly soon. The weather is slowly cooling off down here in the south. It is still ridiculously hot during the day, so I'm not getting outside and doing a lot of filming. But as fall comes on, I'll be able to get outside more and hopefully get some more content put up. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for your time, and I will look forward to seeing you guys again soon on my next video.